Hi, this is John Maddox from Creating Music and Sound, and today we're taking a dive into the Chords tool inside of Kontakt 8, where to find it, how you can use it with any Kontakt instrument, and some of the creative things you can do with it. Now, it's easy to use, which is good news for people new to Kontakt, and for those of us that have been using Kontakt since it looked like this, there's some great features in there worth checking out. Now, the cool part is, and Kontakt geeks will appreciate this, is that under the hood, so to speak, it's acting a lot like KSP scripting, where you're modifying your MIDI performance data before it hits the instrument. Except you don't have to hit that dreaded wrench. You don't need to know anything about scripting because everything is dressed up real nice in an easy-to-use GUI. When you first open up Kontakt 8, it isn't exactly obvious of what to do or where to go next. And I'm making a video about the browser in Kontakt 8, so stay tuned for that. But get familiar with these three tabs up here: File, Library, and View. Specifically these two, Library and View. That will help you immensely. So let's find an instrument to demonstrate this chords feature with, and I think a piano would do really well. And Alicia's Keys, which is what I'm looking for, happens to be right there. Now, if it wasn't called Alicia's Keys, and if you didn't know the exact name of the library, this little window is a little on the small side. So click here on Library. Now it's going to show you your library of instruments in a little bit bigger window. And it's also going to show you the instrument here in the blank space. And this is also where you put in the chords feature. Now again, if you don't know the exact name of the library, it might take you a while to sort through all of your instruments. So click on View, Classic View. Now this is familiar to the longtime Kontakt users because this allows you to organize your libraries in whatever fashion you like. And for instance, I have all of the pianos in one section. So if I scroll down to that, it's very easy for me to find the Alicia Keys piano, which is right here. So let's pull that up. Now let's get back to the default view because we need to be here to insert the chords feature. And you'll notice this window on the left is now showing us presets for the library. The instrument we've selected is on the right. And there's two ways you can add the chords. You can do it by this little plus sign here, but you can also just click on Tools and click on Chords. Now this is going to start to preview what the different chords of the preset sound like. So let's go with Her Scent. We're going to double click on this. Now we can change the size of this. We can't rescale the whole plugin, but if you click here, you can reveal more of the plugin. And now these 7 circles represent the predetermined chords of this preset. Now it's important to remember that the notes that you play on your physical keyboard are really more like triggers now, and they're going to play whatever's been assigned. So this C is actually triggering a D minor chord. Now you can go in here and change the key to C if that's what you're looking for. And up here you can also change the scale, and they give you lots of different options. Now it's important to note that the chords feature doesn't go across the entire keyboard. In fact, this could be confusing because up here, it goes back to playing the keyboard instrument as is. That's actually a D, even though the note before it is also a D chord. Now, if you want to expand the range, it's actually very simple, and it doesn't involve a dreaded wrench. You click over here, and you can literally just expand the range as far or as low as you want. And if it isn't obvious, just click on that bolt again to get back to the regular display. Now, through making this video, there's a quirky Kontakt 8 browser behavior that's going on, which I want to show you in case it happens to you. Now, I don't know if this happens in all instruments, but it's happening here, and I'll get to the bottom of it in the Kontakt 8 browser video. But right now, with Alicia Keys in focus, the keyboard display at the bottom, that range of blue is showing you what you're playing, and it's also showing you the range of the instrument. Right? Like a normal Kontakt instrument. But if you accidentally click over in this area here, it switches the browser focus on the left to the browser library, and look what it did to the keyboard underneath the Alicia Keys instrument. It's still working as expected, but it no longer shows the range or what notes you're playing. So if this happens, you have to go back to Alicia Keys up here, click on it, and it puts it back into focus. So here's some other features to get you going. We've got the octave selector, which I believe is the same as doing it manually. We've got the Humanize feature, which, if we crank it, you'll hear that it's doing little variations in velocity of that voicing. And my personal favorite, which is the Strum Knob, which obviously comes from guitar, but now you can strum any instrument. One last thing I was going to mention was if you have your own samples that you've put into a Kontakt patch, try running those through Chords just to see what happens, especially if it's something like sound design. Like I have this sample here. It's a really long one. It's like 4 minutes long of a Swarmatron drone, and it's a very simple instrument. It's just one sample stretched around the keyboard, and by itself it sounds like this. And I realize now I did not mention where the on-off button is for Chords, which is right here. So here it is before, and with Chords. And of course, try different presets just to see what happens.